every now and then storytellers instill a message inside of you, and then once in a while they scare a message inside of you. M. Night Shyamalan's Old. It's time to talk about it. Let's go. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Klepcx FM, brought to you by WeAreCritiX.com, place where we talk about movies, television, and pop culture. And if you're into that kind of thing, make sure you hit the subscribe key and that notification bell so you can be up to speed about everything that I talk about here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I had the opportunity to see an early screening of M. Night Shyamalan's Old. But before we get into that, I just want to take the time to thank everyone that has stopped by the channel, has showed so much support towards this community of movie buffs, film lovers, and television fans. It's been great. Like I'm overwhelmed with all the love. I mean, we're over 730 something followers, and I haven't had the channel very long, so I just want to say hats off to you guys and thank you guys for stopping by. Once we hit our goal of 1,000, we will be doing some cool things and possibly going live weekly. But we have a goal to hit. We need 300 more to get to where we're at, and I just want to thank you guys for taking the time to stop by and share your thoughts and comments, whether we agree or disagree. It's very much appreciated. I appreciate every single one of you. Okay, now that's out of the way, let's talk about M. Night Shyamalan's Old. Before we get into what we thought about this, let's break this thing down and talk about what it is. Now, M. Night Shyamalan stars a few faces that may be recognizable, but then there are a lot of faces in it that I particularly didn't remember or see anywhere else. I'm talking about Gael Garcia Bernal is in this. Who else? Vicky Klepcx is in this. Alex Wolff is in this, who some of you may remember from Hereditary. He's in this. Russell Sewell is in this. Ken Leung is in this as well, who some of you may recognize from Rush Hour or the Inhuman show that didn't really do so well with Marvel. But yeah, he's in that. There are a couple of other faces in this that I do not recognize, that I don't remember, I've never seen anywhere before. Aaron Pierre, who is in this a lot, but it's definitely like a new face that I've never seen before. But he reminded me of Nelly. If you guys have seen the trailer, this guy, he reminded me of Nelly the whole time. Nelly with dreadlocks. Let's talk about Old. The premise follows a family of four: mom, dad, son, daughter. They go away to this tropical resort getaway, a little family getaway. While they're there, they are offered the opportunity to go check out this more exclusive part of the resort, which is like a beach, a private beach setting just over a cliff. Beautiful view. And while they're there, there were other people showing up, a few couples here. That guy Aaron Pierre that I mentioned, he's already on the beach. And some weird things start happening. People start aging rapidly. Out of nowhere. No one knows why, what's going on. Just everything on this beach moves fast. Everything. Just faster than normal speed. That's all in the trailer, so I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to try my best to not spoil this for you, but fair warning, if this is going to ruin your experience, please stop right now. Wait till you check out the movie and then come back and then we can talk about it, because it comes out this weekend. So hopefully you guys, get a chance to see it and I don't spoil too much. But again, I'm going all in. So, what did I think about Old? One of the bad things about this thing, I'm going to get the bad stuff out of the way first, because there are some things in this film that I wasn't cool with while I'm watching it. One was the fact that the trailer shows way too much. You get way too much of what's going on, but at the same time, that was the selling point for me. I only wanted to see this movie because of what the trailer showed me, because I thought that the premise of people on a beach and getting old was out of their control. I was like, this is fucking phenomenal. Like, I need to see this. And then M. Night Shyamalan, I'm like, oh, this is going to be weird as fuck. So I honestly feel like they showed way too much, because a lot of the good stuff, I went with one of my partners from CritiX who never saw the trailer, and for him there were a lot of things that he was catching that were surprising him that I had already seen in the trailer. One specific thing was the pregnancy part that's like really quick, but it's in the trailer. A lot of people see that. So that was one downfall of this thing. Another thing about this film that is a little is the fact that it feels longer than it is, but you kind of want them to slow it down, if you know what I mean. Like, it's hard to explain. Like, there's so much information coming once this family hits the beach. Like, you're engaged. Don't get me wrong. You won't get bored. You'll for the most part, you're like trying to latch on to as much information as you can while you're going, and everybody's kind of talking a mile a minute, and they're talking like intellectually and saying things that average people wouldn't be saying, to kind of make the story make sense to the characters. And it's happening kind of quick, but the movie feels longer than it really is. It's only just above like an hour and a half, but it kind of feels like a solid 2 hours by the time this whole thing is over. So those are like just the two things about this film that really didn't hit for me. But do not take what I'm saying as making this sound like this movie is bad, because quite shockingly, it isn't bad at all. and what I mean by that is the underlying message, like, that M. Night is trying to present to us, is quite brilliant. I mean, it's like, there's lessons to be learned, and M. Night is the type that's going to scare the shit into you. And it works. There are some points in this film where reality escapes the screen, and you just got to kind of just go through it. But for the premise of the story and what's going on, it kind of works. But more along the lines from middle to third act going on is when it all just really starts making sense, and then you start picking up things along the way throughout the story if you're in tune with what you're seeing and not just watching a movie but looking for the underlying message. So I would say go into this movie trying to pick M. Night's brain, and kind of put yourself in the situation, and you'll come out with a lot more than you did walking in the theater. Like, you'll somewhat appreciate what he's saying, because the message is pretty cut and dry by the end of it all, and I really enjoyed that, as well as my partner. We watched it, and we really dug that portion of the story, like him breaking it down and kind of leaving it on the table for you to kind of look at and be like, wow, yeah, this is pretty straightforward. It's really laid out for you right in front of you, but you really don't, it doesn't all really register until you get to the end of it all. And for those of you who don't want to hear this part, please stop it. But I'm going to give you a gist of basically what the storyline is pretty much trying to tell you. If this is by any means going to be a spoiler, I would say stop right now and walk away. I will go like this and put my hand down when I'm done. But the underlying message of this is live now while time is on your side. Pretty much. Live now while time is on your side. And that's basically it. You know what I mean? I mean, I and it's brilliantly told. Even in a thriller, creepy kind of way. There are some very uncomfortable moments in this film, but it's enough to get the conversation going. I mentioned the pregnancy scene. A lot of you probably watched this trailer and probably wondering what is up with that scene and how the hell did this individual get pregnant. So there's a lot of things in this thing that are kind of like uncomfortable and shocking to watch. Nothing too crazy. Like, I'm not talking about anything too crazy, but there's some very uncomfortable scenes that you're just like, whoa. It made me uncomfortable. I was just like, wow, this is kind of knowing who the characters are and where they come from and stuff. There's some things in there that are just like, wow, but it's real life. And there are things, there's a lot of back and forth that you'll go with yourself watching this film. With that being said, before I wrap this up, because I don't like to make these too long, this film can be a little bit weird. Overall, it can be a little bit weird, but I promise you by the time you get to the end of it all kind of makes a lot of sense, and there's a nice little bow on it that you'll be able to kind of take away. I would recommend this film to watch it, but I mean, slowly go into this thing with an open mind. Old is very weird, very unconventional, just in fashion of M. Night Shyamalan, the way he does it. You know what I mean? Like, he knows how to bring it and knows how to shock you and twist your brain all the way to the end of it. So I strongly recommend this film. I don't think it's that bad at all. I think it's going to be definitely one of those films that draws conversation. If you walk into this thing and you walk out of it not liking it, I still guarantee you're going to talk about it, whether in some capacity. This is going to be a film that you talk about amongst people, your friends, or people, whether you're saying it was too weird or too outlandish, and something that you say is still going to make someone want to check it out, because it's definitely going to be one of those conversation pieces that are going to get people talking. Guys, let me know if you're excited to see Old. It comes out this weekend, Friday the 23rd. Make sure you go check it out at some theater, because right now it's all about keeping those theaters alive. Like, comment, share. Make sure you subscribe. And for more movie news, television news, and pop culture in my podcast, Critics Talk, make sure you guys check out wearecritics.com. And I will talk to you all later. Peace.